Hops and Stocks podcast is presented by 100 Spoke Media Group. We encourage our listeners to drink responsibly. Please note, we are not financial advisors. We do not offer or provide financial advice.
I'm Spoke affiliated from the city of Jim.
Welcome back to the Hops and Stocks podcast. This is episode 36, brought to you by 100 Spoke Media Group. I'd like to welcome my dog, my homeboy, Jay Brown from the John L. Group. If that name looks familiar, his brother AC has been on our podcast twice. You know what I'm saying? So we glad to have member 2 of 3, I believe. You know what I'm saying, to join us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Welcome, Jay.
Appreciate it, man. Listen, I appreciate you fellas, man. You guys got a phenomenal product, man. I enjoy seeing, brethren get together, man, and talking about what needs to be talked about, entrepreneurship, stocks, investment. I think it's a conversation that's been missing from our community for, too long, right? So to have a platform, to have a media that we can actually come to and actually delve into these things, I think it's groundbreaking, man. I think it's something that's much needed, man, and it's been missing for so long.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's love. Thanks, right there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Plus the beer. You can't leave.
Yeah. I started already, man. So hey, listen. Come here into the show, baby.
Jay is from Michigan.
You got some shoes to fill, man. Hopefully you're not a dud on here, man.
Oh man, listen, man, that'll be trash.
Nah, I think it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
I'm just playing, man.
But obviously, Jay is from Michigan. You know what I'm saying? One of our pod mates chose to show out today and wear some
fuck shit,
some Michigan gear. But you know what I'm saying? On a serious note, before we get into the shenanigans, want to send our condolences to the family and friends of Dwayne Haskins. You know what I'm saying? Ohio State quarterback that was tragically lost his life this past Sunday. You know what I mean? So shout out to, condolences and prayers out to his friends and family. So like I said, I know we're gonna have this banner back and forth, but you know what I mean? I just want to go ahead and get that out the way.
Prayers up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He beat Michigan.
He did.
He was a phenomenal talent, man.
Yeah, phenomenal talent. Gone way too soon.
Yeah, it's sad.
But
it's bad.
You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get into these beers like we always do about this time. I actually don't even really want to hype up your intro, man, because you got on this. You got on this BS, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and kick it over to Doug, man. What you drinking?
Hey man,
brother?
if you don't intro me in, man, and stop playing, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and start, man. I got the biggest can ever, man. It's a 32 ounce big joint from Third Eye. It's a local brewery, right down the street from me, man. And I went in. Yeah. I went in and asked him, did they have any singles? He's like, nah, but I can, you know what I'm saying, just pretty much tap you up a can. And I was like, damn, we brought back this big old joker, man.
How much they charge you for that?
11.
That ain't bad.
It's not bad.
What's funny is they have a process when you go in, you go to the right and you follow this line. And I wasn't even paying attention to the line. I just went straight to the left. And I seen a couple of guys behind the bar. One guy looked like he may have been the manager. So I told him what we were doing. What I did, I was, going to review one of his beers on our podcast. He was like, man, he just gave me some VIP treatment. Everybody that was waiting in line, he was looking at me kind of crazy. But it's all good. It was Hops and Stocks. He knew what it was. But so this is a Loteye Irish red ale. He asked me, what was I digging? I told him, I like ales. So he gave me, let me go home with the whole list of crafts that they have. And I haven't even cracked it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and crack it. It's 5 bag. It's not easy to crack.
Yeah, they got that extra stainless steel.
That man gave you beer crib notes for that.
So we got the live pour, the nice golden color.
Man, I gotta give me some glasses, man. I feel
okay. I can see the red now.
Oh, that's red.
Yeah, I can see the red now.
Yeah.
That's what we're working with is aromas of toasted bread, caramel, toffee, a little bitterness, mild floral hop, character. They said they use roasted malts to balance the maltiness. There's only 18 IBU, so that was pretty attractive as well. So let's see how it tastes. It's pretty nice, man. Pretty smooth. It's balanced, so you do get a little bit bitter, you get a little sweetness. It's a pretty good balance.
You say the ABV on that was 5 something?
Yeah, 5. Straight 5.
Even?
You know,
okay.
Yeah. It's not gonna knock your socks off, but
hell, if you drink all 32 ounces of that thing or
whatever, it's like I got a 40 ounce of it.
Oh man,
I like it, man. Third Eye. I don't know if we've ever reviewed any of their things, but like I said, it's real local. I'm talking about maybe 2 miles down the street. I would say the balance was good. I think they hit the some of the toasted bread type notes and the toffee. I would straight give this like 3.75. You know.
Yeah, I'm like I could just tell by the way you was talking. I was like, man, that's not even 4.
Yeah, a 4 is not coming out, man.
I was like, man, the notes that you're speaking of, you don't even sound like you want to go 4 on that.
Yeah, man. When I heard bread, I was like, yeah, that's kind of
toasted bread is an odd lead note.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Is it gluten free? Is it gluten free bread?
I said aromas of toasted bread. The nose, I mean, you get the toasted bread on the nose.
This man has a Wonder Bread brew.
Right. It is what it is. I got 32 ounces to deal with, so I'm gonna love it. 3.75, man. I mean, I'm
32.
Right. I'm not crazy about
drinking that next week. Trying to finish up this toasted bread.
Man, if I drink this, yeah, it's gonna be some problems. I won't be able to wake up right, but it's cool, man. I mean, I'm not mad at it. If you went just to their brewery and sat down and you know had it with some food, it would go well. But
yeah, they got a nice spot, man. I was surprised. I drove by not too long ago. I was like, dang, this spot. You've been there before, right? Before today, numerous times, I think you took some pictures there. I was like, man, this really is close to you.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good food. Wings are decent. It was a nice crowd when I was there. Like I said, I cut the line. I know they was looking at me like, what's going on with this dude? But they didn't want to say shit. You know, they didn't want nothing.
They didn't want no problems.
They didn't want to say shit. But it was a mistake though. I just went into the left. And I know they like, man, you supposed to follow us. But yeah, man. So that it is what it is. You know, a little bread beer. Could dig it. Ain't the best.
Got a dinner ale over there.
Hey, everything can't be a home run.
A dinner ale.
You say what you call it?
He said got a dinner ale.
But it's not bitter though, so that's why I could probably finish it. You know, the IBU is only 18, so I appreciate that. All right, let me see. Who's ready? Go ahead, Blast, man. What you sipping on?
I'm just gonna keep skipping over the dumpster, man.
No, he know what it is, but it's cool.
I think we'll have our guests first before you even get your review.
All right, well,
you're out of control today, man.
Tonight I got a Breckenridge raspberry vanilla porter. Let's see. I want to say Breckenridge is out of Colorado. Yeah, Littleton, Colorado.
Yeah.
And it says, even though it says porter on the front, it says ale brewed with real vanilla beans and with natural flavors. I don't know what white flavors are. I don't want no white flavors. But yeah, got the vanilla porter, Breckenridge. What did I say? Something?
You said white flavor?
I mean, that's what I thought the thing said. I thought it said, "Hey, I did a Doug, man." You know,
I'm just saying, man, because we can't let you just gloss over that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it said vanilla beans and white flavor, and then I was like, "Oh, that's with natural flavor." Yeah, I got a little twisted there, man. I thought it said white flavor.
Flavored with Caucasian brethren.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, I don't know if I want that.
From the mountains of Caucasus.
But yeah, raspberry. Oh, I don't think I showed y'all the can, man. My bad. Let me get you some can work here. Nice can.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, I got a 12 pack. It comes with vanilla porter, peanut butter porter, raspberry vanilla porter, and a cookie porter or something like that. So here's the
I didn't see the can, man. That was a fast can work. Let me see it real again.
I got you. Got you again.
It's sweet. It's sweet when your mic like pops into the screen.
Oh, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just pops up. Okay, that's what's up.
All right. So down the hatch.
Got a white. So you're drinking a white porter right now?
No, it's not a white porter. Raspberry vanilla. You definitely get the raspberry, and you get the vanilla too. Porter, you know, like guys have said a couple times, it's a little bit lighter than the stouts. So I enjoy it, man. It's, you know, pretty good for this time of year. I think I'm gonna give this guy a 4 1/4.
That sounded like a kind of unenthused 4 1/4 though, man. Are you kind of just like?
I mean, it's not like
right.
It's not like something that I'm jumping out the window to tell cats to get, but I mean, it's raspberry vanilla porter. They nailed the raspberry. You get a little bit of the vanilla too. So I think they did what they set out to do.
Gotcha. I'm like, man, you still don't seem excited though. If you get over 4,
I mean, a 4 is an 80%. So it's just
but I just kind of feel like you really want to be like, but it's really nothing.
No. I mean, I would go with it again. I don't know if I would buy a 6 of it or not, but you know, you got a 5.5 ABV. It's doing what it needs to do.
All right, got you, Mike.
It's solid in the classroom, like 80, 82, 83%, you know. You walk out with your head high if you get that on the test.
You letting people cheat off of that. You said you wouldn't even suggest it. You said you wouldn't even suggest that to us.
I said I wouldn't be jumping up and down to be like, hey, y'all got to try this.
Right. Yeah.
We're just giving you a hard time about your score, man.
Man.
I'm going to assume that 5
I want to hear
is
that
the
free.
highest score.
Yeah, our scale is 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Since
I'm like, y'all want me to take it down?
Yeah, because since I'm thinking 3, man,
I feel like it's a 3.75, man. I feel like it's 3.75.
Give it like a 3.5 or something.
Nah, man, it's not a 70%. It's not a 70%.
Yeah, this is a 70%.
All right, well.
All right, what you got, Jay Brown? No.
Oh. I was gonna throw it to you, Z-Dub, man.
man. Listen, man. I got a Stella, you know, out from, you know, let me taste it real fast. I don't have a glass.
Man, I already seen you on the Stella. You know how that tastes.
You know, it tastes real Belgium. It has a nice full body flavor, you know, kind of buttery, real light and smooth going down. You know,
did you say buttery?
Belgium.
It's a good dinner drink.
Right.
So we're having some wings.
If you mix that with Doug's beer, y'all got some rolls over there, man.
Yeah,
he got a butter note in his Stella.
Somebody drop some.
All right, man. Let's get this shit back on the rails, man. Y'all know how we do. Not usually at this time of the pod, but since someone chose to come on here with some extra attire on, he had to be punished.
What is that? What is that, Maryland? Ain't that Maryland that is rocking?
You know exactly.
Nah, we're gonna kick it over to Mr. What's in This Can. What you sipping on, man?
It's about damn time, man. So
He
yeah,
said he
let's
had to
talk
be
about
punished.
it, man. You know what it is? It's Wednesday, so I gotta talk about what's in this can right here. This is Outer Belt Brewing.
Okay.
Limited edition barrel aged series. It's a vanilla porter blast.
Oh, okay.
So imperial vanilla porter. So it's got vanilla, maple. It's been aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels.
Oh,
so
I'm pretty complex.
Yeah.
Hey, 11% on the ABV.
Damn, that's nice.
What's the tag on that? What's your tag on that?
I bought a single. I think it's like 7. 7 for the single. That's what it looked like.
Hey, check it all the boxes. Better not be trash.
Definitely high alcohol. You can smell that punch.
Smell it coming off.
Mm-hmm.
Such a small sip.
Yeah, I wish I could with a smaller.
Damn it.
No.
Damn it. Hey, Doug said, oh, no.
Well, I cracked it probably like 30 minutes ago, so it's starting to come out a little bit. It is what it is advertised. It's sweet. I can definitely taste that maple in there. It's got a hint of coffee in it, which is always good in a darker beer. It's definitely, I would say it's full body, but it's a porter, so it's kind of.
It's still light.
It's kind of watery.
Watery. Okay, yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that word even.
I was gonna tell him talk about the mouthfeel.
No, I ain't clearly not. But
I was
yeah,
like, mine's lighter than a stout. I'm like, that's as good as you're gonna get.
It's not bad. It's got some afterburner to it when it goes down. It wants to come back up a little bit.
What is that?
That's 11% coming back up.
I would give it. It's a 4. You know, with this kind of style of beer, I mean, I think I can't go below a 4. This is legitimately a 4. It's out of Carroll, Ohio, so it's local.
Y'all being too nice, man.
It doesn't have that, stouts you normally have that roasted taste to it. Doesn't have that, but it's decent.
I got some roast over here, some toasted roasted bread.
Yeah, man, we got meal beers tonight. We got bread, vanilla, and all type of butter balls.
Right.
So
I'm gonna have to change the temperature of the room with my beer, man.
Yeah, so this is Outer Bell Brewing out of Carroll, Ohio. 4. It's decent though.
Hey, right now,
about me being unenthused. That was
man. I don't want to drink none of y'all's beers right now, man.
See what happened is I went third. I'm normally hype off the jump, off the tip. I had to wait, so I was going down, review by review. So I was a lackluster review. I'm sorry, folks. I'll be back at it next week.
I mean, but the beer controls how you feel about it. You can't just
right.
Just because you go first doesn't mean it's going to be a 5.
But I was going to be more enthused about the review.
Take that shit off next week.
Man, I feel so much tension, man.
Hey,
that's where I saw the tension coming from, man.
Yeah, you know what? And I never start nothing with them dudes. They always come at me. I don't
man, look how you're dressed.
I mean, why? Why do you care how I'm dressed? You know what I'm saying? Why do you care? Why does another man care about how another man dressed?
Just complain, man.
That man apparel is that man's apparel, man. Like, don't punish that man because he got clothes on, don't he?
Mr. Brown's from Michigan. He ain't got that shit on like you, right?
Oh no, he's actually alumni.
Yeah, he's actually in crimson. Oh. He's actually in some crimson.
He's alumni and he don't have it on.
I was paying homage to our guest.
Listen, I appreciate it.
I respect it, man. A little bit.
Right, man. We'll leave you alone, man. We'll stall you out, man.
So what you got, E?
All right. So I'm sipping on this Black Bill. So this is it's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, and it's by Blackstone Brewing, who's out of Nashville. So what they do is they partner with one of the distilleries down there, Nelson Greenbrier, that makes a bourbon called Belle Meade. So they aged this stout 8 months in Belle Meade barrels. So I pulled this one out of the stash. So it's a 2019. So it's kind of been aging for like 3 years now. And I can tell you, man, this mug is fire. I've had it open probably about 35, 40 minutes. Odd thing is it doesn't have an ABV on here. I kind of wish it did, because I'm curious to know what the ABV is, because you're getting those bourbon notes.
I can try to look it up while you do your review. Okay,
yeah. Black Bell by Blackstone. You getting those bourbon notes, you getting a little bit of oak, but you're getting a whole lot of chocolate. Like, this mug is basically a chocolate bomb. Let me take another sip.
Good. That sounds good.
A chocolate bomb?
Yeah, you getting
this chocolate.
you're getting like little faint hints of dark roasted coffee. It's really, really subtle. It's not like overpowering at all. But like the most prominent note is that chocolate. Like it tastes like something when UA does the chocolate stouts right, that's how this mug is hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like a fire chocolate stout. So I'm gonna go ahead and man, I'm gonna get us a 5, man. Like I said,
I knew it was coming.
Okay.
I knew it was coming.
I'm gonna get us a 5, man. I like it. I got another one of these still in storage, and so I'm gonna open that one next year, see if the notes change. But yeah, this joint is fire. I try to pick these up. These actually drop the same weekend that Goose Island, Bourbon County drops. So I always try to grab these with the Goose Island. I always try to double up so I can drink one and then let one age. But yeah, this joint's fire.
Put me on
man.
the list for that next year.
Bet we'll do, man. Shout out to Blackstone, man. Like I said, Nashville. You know what I'm saying? It's a fire product. Got the ABV?
Getting close. 13.2.
Oh,
13. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it's definitely you taste it.
so those are singles.
Yeah, you buy them in a single and they under $10. They not like stupidly priced. I want to say you can get them for $8.99. But similar to Bourbon County, you got to kind of find them like that first week that they drop. But I'll grab everybody some next time that that they drop.
How much was?
Go ahead, Doug.
No, just repeat what you were saying. You kind of froze for a second, so you may want to
bad.
listeners know what you just said.
All right, but wrapping up the beer section, man. Once again, I want to reintroduce my homeboy Jay. This is my guy, man. I met him a few years back when I was living out in Kansas. He was working for a broker up there in Michigan, and he kind of hit the line and was like, he was like, "Yo, I'm Jay, blah blah blah." And you know how you could just tell somebody a brother on the phone, and in the trucking industry, real talk, it ain't a lot of us in there, man. So when you get that voice on the other line, it's like an instant connection. Like, oh, what's happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying, he hit me like, yo, how can we do this, that, and the other, and do business? And I was like, it's all about performance, this, that, and the other. So he was like, hey, man, I'm coming out there. Now, mind you, ain't none of my people that came out there, like none of the people that I work with, vendors or anything. So he fly his whole team out, and just like I said, man, instant connection. It's like, yeah, I rock with you. So we did a lot of business out there, man. And you know what I'm saying? He moved his company forward, and then we both, you know what I'm saying, broke off and went and did separate things, man. And like, just like his brother AC, man, Jay is a jack of all trades. It'll take me 20 minutes to read your bio. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to you, man. Like I said, man, you one of my favorite dudes, man. And I like what you and your family do as a collective. And that's something that I've always, you know what I'm saying, told you when we spoke. I was like, man, I admire what y'all do as a family. You know what I mean? So take it away, bro.
No, man, I appreciate you fellas again, man. No, I've known you since 2015 or so, man. It's been 7 years, bro. I mean,
it's you his favorite. You his favorite.
Nah, he's one of my favorite guys, man.
It's a good time, man. At the previous Fave broker, man, we had some good times, man. Flew out there a couple of times. E was just out the gate, super, welcoming, like, yo, it is what it is. Perform, we got you. No worries, man. And from there, we just kind of developed a relationship. We shoot the shit, talking about the Michigan game, the Ohio game, whatever it is, man. We had an opportunity to actually go out to a game together, man. Saw that atmosphere. Not gonna say how we got robbed, during that particular game, but
I didn't get robbed.
2016. We're not gonna really go there, but no, man, it was really cool, man. And like AC said, we had this vision of all coming together, man. We have all these talents within our family. AC being a CPA, my brother Luther, being Six Sigma black belt, just a brain, like he's a machine, yo. It's like organized, like don't ask me to organize nothing. I got the attention span of a 6-year-old, right? Like don't ask me to organize anything. Now I shake hands and kiss babies, right? That's what I do. I'm sales, right? I give everybody that warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside, and we close deals, we make it happen, man. So AC was like, yo, we need to do something together and like, you know, make it happen. I'm like, yo, if you looking to get into the industry, the trucking industry, don't buy trucks. Like, don't buy trucks at all. Like, you want to be on the broker side. You want to mitigate as much liability as possible. Because when you buy assets, what most people don't know about assets is that there's a lot of insurances. You got workers' comp. And I just recently heard a story, man. It's a devastating story that I heard. Unfortunate for this guy, you know, he bought a truck. He had a driver, and man, he took this driver out, let him out. He accumulated over $300,000 worth of, you know, income. You know, that was his pocket take home, and his driver got into an accident, and that wiped out everything he had, all of his life savings. I mean, he had to stop that trucking company work. You know, he had to get back into a truck, had to, you know, do local runs, and he's still trying to get himself out of that you know, that hole. I mean, so I'm like, yo, I mean, I understand how, you know, you may want to go the asset-based route, but we want to kind of mitigate as much risk as possible. Let's focus on this brokerage side. I have some inroads, you know, I have some connections, you know, let's kind of tap into those things. And, you know, with me being tapped in with, you know, within the different communities and the different things that I do, it was just a seamless process, man. You know, just working in the community and different things, different boards that I sit on, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Methodist Children Home Society, I sit on that board, Detroit Economics Club, Young Leaders Board, and then also I sit on the school board, Four Corners Montessori Academy in Madison Heights, Michigan. So I do quite a bit, you know, to kind of help the community out, and that has kind of, you know, yielded some, you know, social capital, if you will, right, to kind of tap into, man. And I think that's the piece that a lot of people miss, is that social capital piece, right? How do people perceive you? So, I mean, that's kind of it in a nutshell, man. You know, with the John L group, man, my role particularly in that, you know.
Yeah. So Jay, we when y'all first started the brokerage, you was, you know what I'm saying, we was chopping it up about it, and you was like, bro, we got this thing off the ground for like $5,000.
Yeah, dude. So that was crazy. So our brother, so Luther, our oldest brother, you know, I don't know if y'all have siblings or not, but you know, yeah. Luther's our oldest brother. So Luther kind of put up that initial seed of $12,000. That initial seed. He's like, I got it. And me and AC was like, oh, you got it? Like, all right, go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get it. Go ahead and get it, man. And so he put that initial investment up, and AC and I had a conversation like, yo, we can't let this dude down. You know, he has a family just like we have a family. His wife was 100% on board. You know, she's also our chief marketing officer. So they were 100% sold on the idea and the concept of us working together as brothers, as a family, man. He put that seed in, and we hit the ground. Was like, yo, we need to get this we need to go get our authority. We need to get our technology. We need some laptops. And Luther kind of quarterbacked that thing, man. And brother, it was rough, man. We started this thing in June of 2019. And what most people don't know, before we called our first customer, the first 6 months, the only thing we did was lay out our processes. That was it. We laid out our process, what was going to be our sales process, what was going to be our accounting process, our HR process, our marketing process. We had everything laid out. So when time came for us to call on customers, if something was to go awry, it didn't matter because we already had a process. And if we had to make any type of adjustments, we'd have to create something all new, right? Which is all we had to do was kind of instill something, you know, that was already in place, right? So that's something that, you know, Luther was real big on. It's like, yo, let's get our processes in place before we call anybody. And then the pandemic happened.
Yeah, damn.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we had a customer. I mean, we moved our first load. I mean, we were trying to get, I don't know if you guys are familiar with minority business enterprise, MBEs, right? So minority business enterprise is a classification that you're able to get through the National Minority Supplier Development Corporation. And one of their things is that you have to have a customer first. You have to have an invoice, right? Before you get qualified to be an MB, you have to have an invoice in hand. And I'm going back to the social capital because AC was able to contact somebody that he used to be on the Black Caucus board with in the city of Flint. He called him like, hey, yo, here's the situation we in.
Right.
We need your help. And my man was like, oh, don't worry, call Megan. She'll get you she'll get you tightened up and everything. So we were able to move our first load through social capital, through a person that we knew. And we were able to kind of get our MBE because we were trying to scramble, like, okay, how are we going to move this thing? Because at the time when John L started, I hadn't sold anything for 18 months. I was in a position where I was able to create my own position within my previous employer. So I created a position of director of corporate social responsibility. So I hadn't sold anything for over a year. So that doesn't mean that those relationships were gone. I just wasn't in that mode. So I needed to rely on my brothers to kind of get us, kickstarted in the city of Flint. And he was able to do that. And we got our MB certification. We went out and got our hub zone certification, classification, which, Flint is a underrepresented community, right? It's historically underrepresented business zone. So we were able to get our hub zone. And through there, we were able to get into a tier 2 automotive supplier, right? That's the other thing. So anybody who's listening in right now, and anybody who tell you that your MBE doesn't matter, that your hub zone doesn't matter, they're full of crap. Like those 2 classifications alone helped us get into a company that was worth over $500 million.
Man, what is a hub zone?
So a hub zone is a historically underutilized business zone classification. So what that means is that cities like Flint, cities like Dayton, Ohio, cities that have been underrepresented for so long, that has been where there's disinvestment, right, into these cities. They get these classifications based on the city, based on the state government, right? And say, hey, these communities need additional help. So what happens, let's take your economic development corporation, your state economic development corporation. So in Michigan, it's called the MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. They have set aside money, millions of dollars set aside specifically for hub zone corporate companies. They have set aside. So whether it's financial services that you do, whether it's logistics, whether it's construction, it doesn't matter. They have millions of dollars of set aside money, and the government, the federal government have set billions of set aside dollars specifically for MBE classifications and hub zone classifications. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of organizations, there's a lot of businesses that are scored based on how many companies they work with those classifications. So take a vendor that works with an OEM, right? Original equipment manufacturing facility like a GM. Yeah. If they're a supplier of GM scores those vendors based on how many hub zone or MBE companies they're working with. That's why those classifications matter. That's why it's important if you're a minority owned business that you go get the classification, because it's not enough just to be minority owned, verbally. It needs to be specifically stated on a piece of paper as well. You need those classifications because it has an ability to remove some red tape and to open up doors that would have been open to you otherwise.
It's important. That's huge right there.
I know what stuck out to me when Eric sent over your bio. Normally when we get guests on here, like the meat and potatoes of their bio is just, their accolades. And I'm sure that you are an accomplished Black man, but yours were to live out their greatest passion, no matter their position in life. And that kind of stuck out with me. I think it's important to always keep dreaming, no matter what stage in life you are in. To always keep dreaming and keep on striving to do better. I think when you stop dreaming, that's when you kind of like die inside.
Yeah. No, one thing that I tell people, ask me, they ask me several questions. What do you do? And my feedback or my question to them is, do you want to know what I do for money, or do you want to know what I do in life? Because those are two totally different things. If you're asking me what I do for money, then I'll tell you that I'm the chief sales officer for the John L. Group. Mm-hmm. If you're asking me what I do to contribute to life, I'll tell you that I'm a humanitarian. And what that means is getting back to everything that's developing, nourishing, and loving about being human, right? I think a lot of things can be solved by us just being human. Just be human. Just be a person. Just be a human being and operate from this empathetic perspective, understanding that everyone is trying to figure life out. We've never been here. All of us are freestyling this thing, right? We're all freestyling it. So offer yourself some grace. Offer yourself some grace, and offer your fellow man, your fellow woman some grace, because we're all just trying to figure it out, right? And that even includes your passion. We talk about that, right? The greatest tragedy that I see today is that 95% of people that live in our society are not engaged in what they do best. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You definitely don't want a dream deferred. You don't want
and if you have an idea, it's incumbent upon you to use that idea, to act upon that idea, because an idea that's not utilized or that has no action is no bigger than the brain cell it occupies.
Hey, preach, brother.
I was gonna say bars.
Right?
Bars.
An idea not acted upon is no bigger than the brain cell it occupies. Right? So you have to put some action behind it. So I love to ask a person, listen, why are you here? And they say, well, what do you mean? Like, why are you here? Like, why not in this place, like here on earth? Like, why are you here? Because ultimately, you were sent here with something special that the world has never seen before. And if you get out of here before that materializes, the world will never see it. So how do we tap into that? Right? How do we materialize that?
I don't know.
This
I'm
interview was
to that,
going
though.
somewhere where I didn't think it was going to go, but I'm glad it's gone there.
Hey man, like I said, Jay, these are me and Jay would hop on the phone at work, right? Like first thing in the morning, and just a simple check-in call would turn into 2 hours of these type of conversations. So when I say like Jay is like one of my favorite people, it's because we don't have them surface level conversations. Like we have conversations
now.
like
I can see that now. I can see why you say that.
I can see why he your fave, man. He my fave too.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I knew it was something different when I read that bio. I'm like, yeah, this is something totally different.
And not to, you know what I'm saying, Jay, I'm not a lot older, but I'm older than Jay. So to see a young brother who speaks with such knowledge, experience, and eloquency, I was just like, hey man, there's something about this dude. Like I want to see him succeed, and if I can help him in my position with the corporation I was in, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, he's always been authentic, he's always been genuine, and he's always just talked with some realness and not, you know what I'm saying, like I said, surface level BS.
And Jay's had like 3 or 4 beers and he's still talking good, man. So if you weren't tipsy, I don't know what we would be getting right now.
No, man, it's all love, man. Like, dude, I even teach my kids, like, so it's crazy. So when I'm in a car, so I go to the office on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and while I take my son down with me, and sometimes my daughter is in the car, and as opposed to listening to music, I have Les Miles podcast playing as opposed to listening to music, because I have to be the first one to introduce my kids to what that sounds like, right? My daughter reads at least an hour and a half a day outside of school. I tell my daughter, if you can read, you can think. And if you can think critically, that means you can communicate. I need you to know how to communicate, because when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
When you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. So I need you to know how to read. I need you to know how to think critically, and I need you to know how to communicate. That's real big in our household, man. We take that extreme literature and read. We take that very seriously in our house, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I mean, promoting literacy.
Love this podcast. I'm loving this pod today. This is pod therapy today, man.
Listen, man, I told you it was either gonna be the best one ever, or it's gonna be a complete flop.
I'm about to get off and read a book. I'm about to get off and read something.
We got the health and wellness edition tonight.
Hey, this is hops and stocks for the soul right here, man.
Right.
I'm about to get my beer 4. This beer 4 now. Hey, you made my beer better.
Hey, listen. As long as we take it from 3.7 to a 4.2, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, like I said, I just knew Jay was a different cat, man. I'd be like, hey, yo, you watched such and such last night? He was like, bro, I don't watch TV. I'm like, what? Like, I start feeling ashamed that I watch TV, because he's like, brother, he was like, at 7:30, I started meditating. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I like to meditate for an hour. Then I like to read for an hour. He was like, and then after that, he was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hopping and I'm going to sleep. I'm like, you don't watch TV? I'm looking, but you can see, you know what I'm saying?
You put one in the air for an hour too, or what?
No,
you ain't gonna answer that. You ain't gonna answer that.
Yeah, we already know the answer by that hesitation.
Right.
So no, like that whole schedule thing, right? So as of late, I have engaged a little bit more in TV, but I don't have cable, right? I don't have cable in my house. So we have some streaming services, for the kids and different things that, and for the past couple of months, I have been indulging in some of the series and different things, but for the most part, I read. So starting at 8:30 when I put the kids down, from 8:30, 9 o'clock till about 11:30, I'm reading. I always have a goal of reading at least 50 books a year. Oh, that's my goal every single year. Last year, I finished around 37, 38, books last year. Because leaders read books, right? And in addition to reading, right, you have to meditate also on what because for me, it's not about what you read, right? What you read is not important. It's what do you think about what you read? That's what's most important. There's just words on pages if you just want to get through them, but what do you think about what you read? How did you internalize it? And how are you utilizing it? How are you making it actionable? That's what's most important. So while I'm reading things that I can actually apply to life, that I can apply to different scenarios. So I don't just read just to read. I'm reading so I can internalize something and make my community, make the individuals around me better, right? If I'm not making individuals around me better based on the things that I'm reading, I'm just reading words on pages. They mean absolutely nothing.
So what are some of the titles that you've been reading lately?
Oh man, so right now I'm reading I'm reading right now Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, which is a pretty solid read. I just got done reading, I'm over here looking at it right now. I just read The Alchemist for the first time. I've heard good things about The Alchemist. I just finally got done reading that. My next book up is Safari to the Soul, that I'm looking to get down into. And then there's a book by Earl Nightingale called The Strangest Secrets. So those are my next two books that's up. But right now I'm reading Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking.
So if you have to put them in categories, are you looking at like, nonfiction?
Nonfiction, self-help, leadership books.
Leadership, okay.
Yeah. I also read, a lot of things that, help the community, like the uplifting of Black communities. So if you haven't gotten the book, I encourage anybody who's listening right now, pick up the book, The Blueprint to Black Power. And that's by Dr. Amos Wilson. It is a phenomenal read. It's not an easy read. And what I mean when I say it's not an easy read, you're not going to blow past this book.
It's like a Cornell West type joint.
There's over 1,000 pages of literature It's a plan. It's literally a blueprint.
What's it called again?
It's an architecture of how to get to the power that is yours within your community.
What's that name again, Jack?
It's called the Blueprint for Black Power.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on mute so I can yell upstairs and tell my daughter to go read a book. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So
She
yeah,
heard me.
yeah, I got literature for days, but I got books everywhere. My house is surrounded with books, man.
That's what's up, man.
I can dig it, man. Jay, talk a
Yeah,
little about.
I'm an English
I'm
teacher,
sorry.
and I don't even
Go ahead,
I don't even read that many books. I'm a history teacher. I don't read that many books.
Jay, talk a little bit about you and your company's community involvement. AC is always posting, as well as yourself. Y'all stay in the Detroit news, or you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all stay in the newspaper headlines related to the community. So take a minute to talk about, you know what I'm saying, some of the initiatives that y'all got going on and some of the things that y'all doing for the community up there.
Yeah, so right now, especially on the financial literacy side, we work with CDFI, which is like Community Development Financial Institutions. We work closely with them, getting out information about just financial literacy, understanding how you get your business set up, what's a good loan today, what's a bad loan today. It's just a lot of knowledge as it relates to those things. We talk to right now a lot of low income community organizations. So today my brothers had a webinar that they did. I believe it's called G-Card. I can't remember the acronym of what it really stands for right now off the top of my head, but these are extremely low cost webinars where people are able to come in and get financial tips. We work with an organization called Alpha Esquires, which is a youth organization for kids between the ages of 12 to 18 years old. We go in and do free seminars on financial literacy with them at least 2 to 3 times a year. So it's more of a quarterly thing that we do with them. Every new class that they get. We work with primarily any educational institution almost at zero cost. I mean, to work with them, it doesn't matter. Even if they didn't have the means to pay us, I mean, we still do it because this is knowledge that you shouldn't have to pay for, right? Especially in communities like the city of Flint. You know, on the big brother, big sister side, you know, once again, volunteering on that board, it's extremely imperative for us to make sure that we are pairing our littles with qualified and willing bigs to help to defend the potential of all our youth, right? Who did you need when you were growing up? Right, those are the individuals that we're looking for. So, you know, chairing, you know, being a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters, being the chair for the fund development committee, you know, reaching out to different agencies with the means to help out, whether that's offering funding, restricted or unrestricted, whatever that may mean for their organization, and also partnering and making sure that they, you know, they're mentoring and they're getting involved as much as possible, identifying third-party vendors who are very instrumental in helping raise funding for the agency and to get the littles the access that they need to resources. I mean, whatever it is that the John L. Group can put our hands in. I mean, Luther is the chair for the African American Advisory Board within the Genesee, Flint and Genesee Chamber of Commerce, or now called the Flint and Genesee Group, where he is overseeing and having conversations with all the key players in the city of Flint and Genesee County to gain more access for minority-owned businesses, whether that be capital, whether that be office space, whether that be affordable housing for, you know, a lot of the individuals within the city. Like Luther is kind of spearheading that effort. So it's one of them things where if you don't have the John L. Group at the table, you're truly missing out, right? Like
y'all one-stop shop right there.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting here thinking in my head, like, okay, mental note, get Luther's contact information, sign him up for the May podcast.
Yeah, no, Luther, like, dude, that's my guy, man. Like, I don't care what anybody say. Like, I did a YouTube spot for my previous employer, and they asked me, who's your superhero? And it was an easy answer for me. I said, oh, that's easy. That's my older brothers. I said, that's easy. I said, I've never had to go outside of those two to find anything that I needed. Whether that was financial, whether it was spiritual, whether it's mental, whatever it was, I never had to step outside of those two individuals. I never had to go past those two, AC and Luther. So that was an easy answer for me.
That's what's up.
Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing.
For sure, man. For sure. So what's next up for the John L group, man?
Next up, man, I think it's really, the next step is, how do we get, more access to capital within the city, right? And I think that's something that, I had a meeting today with a particular firm. They're looking to invest tens of millions of dollars into, the city. And it's really, how do we curate those introductions, make sure that we're removing, any barriers that would prevent them from coming into the city and offering, a certain level of support that I know the city needs, right? I think it's, going into more to the middle schools, the elementaries, just the Flint, school board, and seeing, what does that look like from a curriculum perspective, a financial literacy curriculum perspective, right? That's more so on the financial literacy piece. On the logistics piece, man, it's growing the enterprise, man, growing the staff. We have 4 full-time employees right now. We're growing. We're meeting with customers, man. It almost seemed like, dude, every single day, man. Meeting, talking to, I just had to pop up on a customer earlier today, man. He wasn't picking up the phone, so I just drove up to his office. So, you're not gonna ignore me, brother. You're not gonna ignore me. I just drove up to the office. And listen, I drove up to the plant. I walked in, looked at one of the line workers. I said, "Hey, man, where my man at?" He said, "Oh, he back there." I said, "Okay, can you take me back there to him?" He said, "Yeah." Say, "Joe, Jay out here."
Jay, you mentioned mentorship, apprenticeship, those type of situations. You guys are in the school system. You said you were on the board. Has anything came to fruition? Have you been able to see maybe some kids develop under your all's tutelage or anything like that?
Definitely on the not necessarily in the school system just yet. Because I think that's still a conversation. The school board that I sit on is in Madison Heights, so it's about a 45-minute drive outside of Flint. So that's something that's outside of the John L group. But within the city of Flint, I have identified an organization that does a lot of trade, skilled trade training. So I'm looking to introduce this particular foundation to the city of Flint, where they're able to come in and they're able to start in high school with a lot of these kids on the skilled trade. So by the time they graduate high school, they already have a certificate, right? So if they want to if they want to be an electrician, well, they already have their certificate to be an electrician.
Already good to go.
Right. So they're coming out of high school making $70,000, $80,000. Same thing on the manufacturing end. So really all the school really needs is a space to where this foundation can set up the machines, have a teacher available to teach the class, right? And it's all free to the school board, to the school, the school district. They have to pay for a thing, right? So again, for us, it's really being in that space where we're curating and brokering introductions that are vital, right, to the community, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. And the dangerous part about that.
That's a no-brainer. Are you meeting resistance with that foundation? Or are you
no, not at all. Not at all. Okay. It's something that's in the work, man.
Okay.
So no, I don't think there's no resistance. It's once again, the question was asked, what's next? I think that's really one of the other things that's like next is being able to be that conduit or that linchpin or bridge, however you want to say it, you know, that's allowing for these resources to come into the city that they didn't know that were available to them, right? For free.
Yeah, being being in education, the skilled trade, that whole area has really taken a back seat. You know, post-secondary education, go to college. That's been the mantra for schools for so long. But I think now, you know, the pathway to success is there's different pathways, and skilled trades is one of those pathways where you can, you know, have immediate success, and you don't have to do that 4 years and go in debt $100,000. You know what I mean?
Man, name me a time you won't need a plumber.
Right.
Never.
Man.
Right.
Right.
You'll always need a plumber. Name me a time you won't need an electrician.
Man.
You'll always need an electrician. You'll always need somebody for pipe fitting. You'll always need somebody in these spaces. And I used to get in trouble when I was recruiting. I was an academic recruiter for the University of Michigan. And I used to get in trouble when I was going to these high schools and I was letting these kids know, like, hey, skills trade is still an option.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, why would you tell our students about skills trade? I said, because you do know that they're making $70,000, $80,000 out the gate.
I mean, but you also know
debt.
You also know that there's a competitive reason why they're not telling our kids about it. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
they'll enter that market and they'll compete, and they don't want that competition.
It's really hard for us to get into to be a part of the unions, right? There's always been political and racial tapes, right, that have prevented us from having access when we needed access. So I definitely understand those barriers and why, you know, there was so much pushback. I even got pushback on, you know, students, you know, selecting highly visible institutions, right? Well, this is the college I want to go to, or this is the university that I want to go to. And that institution, you know, program where they want to major in was trash. It's like, why would you want to go to this institution and they don't have the program that's suitable for what you're looking to go into? Yeah. I know it's a highly visible institution, but it doesn't align with what you're trying to do with your life.
So you said you pretty much saying some Michigan programs were trash?
Man, yeah, don't go to Michigan. That's what I got out of it.
He's definitely not saying that.
I would never suggest that.
Did all three of y'all go to Michigan?
That's what I heard.
Did all three of y'all go to Michigan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is interesting because Luther is actually you know, he's actually an Ohio fan.
Good for him. That's why he's my guy.
Like he bleed whatever it is that
See, you were doing so well until you got off into this conversation. I mean, you
already said Jay is your favorite guy, man.
He did say that.
He's my guy until he gets into these alternative bars. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but not one time. I mean, he's not really downplaying that other school. You know what I'm saying?
I've never said this.
I mean, he is kind of by continuing to call it Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, but hold on.
There's an Ohio University and there's an Ohio State University. Are you talking about the Bobcats or the Buckeyes when you say Ohio?
Let me shoot.
Well, I see the bees that they have around the neck. I don't really know what those bees are really used for.
I was about to shoot you some bail but now I might have to just chop you down. But no, I'm still gonna shoot you some bail. So, like I said, I've been knowing Jay, like you said, 6-7 years now, man. And one thing that Jay has always been is he's been a realist about that situation up north. He don't talk. Nah, man, you talk shit to the day you die, bro.
No,
Jay don't talk like you. He don't. He's from there and went there, and he don't talk like you.
Stop right there, dog.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
First of all, it's one, 2, 3.
Hey, Doug, hit him with the cup.
It's 3 dudes that always come at me all the time. So I'm on the defense every single time.
I don't come at you.
Get it. Yeah.
I don't come at you.
Blast, you do.
I come at you about different stuff though.
See, you come at me though. You come at me. You know what I'm saying?
I come at you from a different angle.
Even when he's not coming at me with the Buckeye stuff, he's just coming at me just because Doug and Eric is coming at me.
Notre Dame.
I don't come at you dudes. Like I came on with some regular my attire. They're just at my neck for no reason.
They made you go last and everything, man. They know that you can't give a good review when you go last.
I was trying to throw it to you, man, and I was interrupted when I was trying to throw it to you.
He's trying his hardest just to get at my neck. I'm like, man, I ain't do nothing to this dude. Nothing to this dude.
Hey, man.
Hey, we don't want to.
I ain't gonna even tell the story, man. But when Doug poured on your fixer, man, that shit was funny.
Yeah, let me go into the story real quick.
No, you ain't got. I mean, tell it. Shit.
No, it's too long to tell, man. But that was some funny shit.
Yeah.
A little accidental spill.
It was an accident.
No, man. Make a long story short is I was over Doug's house watching a Michigan Ohio State game. His daughter made me a Michigan helmet. She drew it for me, and
I should turn that into NFT.
I paid her good money for
NFT.
it. So this after the scraping, this man takes his beer and pours it on it. Oh my god!
Oh, you're lying, man.
Man, come on, man.
That was not beer. It was not beer.
She had to make me another.
You're lying. It wasn't beer.
Hey, Ida, the ink was all bleeding off the paper.
He was so petty. He poured it on his own daughter's drawing, man.
Man, you gotta be cold. You gotta be cold-blooded, man, to mess up your daughter's art.
Hey, man, she should have
been a cold-blooded individual. How much?
She already got paid for it,
run, brother.
She had already got paid for it.
It was comedy, man.
This guy was
comedy.
He was spending $10 a picture and shit. I wanted her to get paid twice.
He said, I'm a realist, man. Like, I don't miss words about where Michigan is, on this, this scale or this pendulum within the rivalry, man. Like, dude, they've been trashed, man. Literally, man. Dude, we haven't won since I met this dude. I had nothing to say to this man since 2015. This was the first year that I was actually able to try to say something. And he listen. And I already knew how emotional he is when Michigan and Ohio lose.
I'm not answering.
He's not answering the phone at all, right? So no, man. So like I said, Michigan is about 15 years behind Ohio on the recruiting, talent. And I don't think that's from my perspective, and just being an alum, being in the city, I don't see how Harbaugh, right, is the answer, man. Just me saying it. I don't see how he's the answer.
No,
however, Ryan, he does have one way on Ryan Day. It's all right. That's all right. That long, if you win next year, I think y'all may fire Ryan Day. Y'all may get him out.
No. We not even gonna put that into the universe.
What is Ryan Day? 2-1 against Michigan or 1-1?
No, he's 3-1, I believe. He's 3-1.
You've been the head coach that long?
No, he's 1-1. No, he's just got
no. Urban Meyer's been. Ryan Day won with Haskins.
He's 2-1, man.
2-1. Okay.
Well, he can't go 2-2.
That we not ain't gonna. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if anybody got any other questions for Jay. If not, Jay, shoot out. Well, we can see your socials on the screen, but for those who, you know what I'm saying,
he came ready.
Yeah, for those who digest our pod audio, shoot out your socials, man. How can people get in contact with you or the John L Group and keep abreast of what y'all got going on, man?
Yeah, so you got the info right here, info@thejohnlgroup.com. You can find, or www.thejohnlgroup.com. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at the John L Financial or at John L Financial Services or John L Logistics. On, like I said, on Facebook or Instagram. We're there, we're active. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you need a client intake form, you need whatever it is that you need, man. We're there to provide whatever services, especially on the financial service logistics end.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, brother, man. Like I told you, man.
I must say it was a great pod, man. You lived up to the tab, man.
Hey, and you called it out. You was like, either it's gonna be the greatest pod, or it's gonna be the worst pod.
No, look, I was shit faced, baby. Listen, man, I had an M43 at I was at Yard House. I was actually at Yard House.
He reviewed that like last week, didn't you?
I reviewed that.
Yeah, we had that on the pod.
Yeah. M43.
The M43.
That's a good beer.
Hey, man, I had that, and I had a Bill Oberon, man. So yeah. So when
Hey,
I went
Yard
home, I
House
was
is
like,
legit,
man, I
man.
hope I make it.
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean,
And we're not promoting drunken driving and drink responsibly.
Right.
drink responsibly, man.
Yeah, you took an Uber. You got Ubered home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
you definitely got Ubered home.
Hey,
Nah,
Jay,
man, but
I just want to, request one thing of you, man. We got a t-shirt promotion going right now. So do your thing. Head to our link in our bio, man. Pick up a t-shirt, Hops and Stocks exclusive. And all the listeners out there, man, we got, 4 more days, fellas, on the promo?
4 more days.
Yeah, 4 more days.
Y'all do yourself a favor, man. Go get you the limited edition gray or the limited edition white. Hops and Stocks bio. We'll take care of you, man.
Hey,
Hey,
tell
look,
everybody what's your
I'll head
favorite
over there
podcast,
right now,
Jay?
man. Make sure I get it, man.
I appreciate that.
Honestly, by the time y'all hear this podcast, the promotion will be closed because we
that's
dropped this.
true.
We
true.
dropped this next Wednesday. But hey, it's the thought that counts. If you want a
Man.
t-shirt, hit us up. We'll get you a damn
But you
t-shirt.
know what? There's gonna be a second promotion. in a
Yeah.
couple
Yeah,
of
we
weeks.
got new colors coming, man.
Yeah,
We got them
yeah.
summer joints for y'all.
Summer edition.
John.
Nah, I
Hey,
mean,
man,
but
again, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, man, you guys got a phenomenal product, man. I love to see, Black men in particular have these kind of conversations, right? Whether it's about well-being, whether it's about investments, entrepreneurship, like this is a dope platform. Like we need to have this more often. And I wish all of you nothing but success, man, and
Thank you,
everything
man.
that you're
Thank you.
doing. I think it's a phenomenal platform. I can't
Same,
say
man.
enough great things about it, man.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
you, man.
Appreciate it.
hey, once again, Hops and Stocks, Jay Brown signing off. We out.
Peace.
Appreciate it.
Shell of a man if we ever depart from our heart to I'm riding with you.
I'm riding with you.